Truly yours. Truly, boo.
Ghostface, the law. Ghostface, the law. Ghostface, the law. Ghostface, the law.
In YouTube world. Wow. What's happening, what it is, man. Nocturnal Thoughts. Coming at you with a real quick video. Devin Haney and Loma get into a Twitter beef the other night. So let me chime in on it while I take my vitamins. You know, you got to take care of your temple. About to hit that 41 in a couple of days. 41 in a couple of days. So Devin Haney gets on Twitter and he's like, where's Loma at? You know what I'm saying? And Lomachenko was quick to respond. I'm waiting for you cowards to make a real fight and not Twitter fights. Loma, man, he picks his spots. He picks some weird spots to throw his punches. Like, to me, he's not in a good position to be taking shots. Devin Haney has the leverage. He says, I'm waiting on you cowards to make a fight. Devin Haney gets the last word in and says, waiting doesn't seem like a good idea for you. It seems like you would have learned that in the fight against Teofimo Lopez. Of course, I'm paraphrasing a tweet. So we all know how the whole story goes back to Devin Haney was in the pursuit of Lomachenko. Lomachenko opted out of fighting that mandatory fight to take the franchise and move on to, you know, do what he did. And elevation or email or whatever you put down the belt, Devin Haney picked up the belt. And, you know, the story continues, the saga continues. Devin Haney is still looking for a marquee fight opponent. You know what I'm saying? And lately he's developed this reputation of being pillow-fisted. Never mind the injury to the shoulder, and never mind the injury to his hand, supposedly. I think he had an injury in his hand that he really didn't want to report, according to Bill Haney, because he didn't want them to try to shelf him and set him down. You know what I'm saying? They kept that under the wraps, that he was fighting with a hurt hand against Yoriyokis Gamboa. So, let me take my little vitamins. Vasily Lomachenko versus Devin Haney is a dream fight. You know, to me, it's a way better fight than Jorge Linares, and it's a way better. Well, not, I don't know. Fortuna is a good fight, but I still would rather see Vasily Lomachenko versus Devin Haney to, you know, start to iron out some of the wrinkles in this, you know, issue with this WBC franchise, undisputed versus disputed, undisputed situation that's going on between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko. You dig what I'm saying? So Lomachenko called Devin Haney a coward. Like I said, he's in an awkward position to you know, say something in that tone. Devin Haney, man, I watched Yoriyokis Gamboa, Devin Haney last night. You know what I'm saying? I had to watch it. I think that was my third or fourth time watching it, and still the same outcome, still the same conclusion. Now, we know in 2019, Devin Haney had a highlight knockout. And I can't think of the dude's name right off the top. It'll come to me later. But, you know, that was a punch he came from, you know what I'm saying, way back here, caught him, knocked him, laid him out. It wasn't as, you know, impressive as a Gervonta Tank Davis knockout, in my opinion. But all the less, still he showed knockout power. He fought Abdulev, and Abdulev quit in the corner. So Devin Haney has to have some kind of power. He fought against Alfredo Santiago. Santiago was a fill-in fighter, and he did put Santiago down. And Santiago came back to be a little bit more gritty than Devin Haney might have been prepared for, and it went to 12 rounds. Here's where Devin Haney has ran into the issues. Fighting a aged, 38 years old, Yoriokas Gamboa, who had just come off of a loss with Gervonta Tank Davis, who was dealing with a ruptured Achilles heel from a second round knockdown by Tank. And, also Devin Haney was saying, I want to make a more impressive victory than Terrence Bud Crawford did against Gamboa. And I want to, do a more impressive job than Gervonta Tank Davis. So, shoulder healed up. Maybe he had some hand issues. Nevertheless, always the more he went into that fight. And to me, he pretty much showed all of his tools, went into his tool bag and hit Gamboa with everything he could, and he couldn't get Gamboa out of there. Not only that, to me, that fight looked like it could have went another 5-6 rounds, and Gamboa still would have been in the same situation, standing up. To me, Gamboa would just walk into Devin Haney and smother him and hold and hold and hold, and Devin Haney could not figure out how to prevent Gamboa from holding. It was even at one point in time where Devin Haney just went to the ref and was like, he's holding me, he's holding me. And that's something that he's going to have to work on, is being able to build up that strength to get his opponents off of him. He's great at fighting at a range where he's keeping somebody at the end of his stick. But it looked like to me, once Yoriokas Gamboa, who could get in the inside but not even do any work, not come in with punches, not come in with body work, just come in and simply, wrap him up and hold him and muffle him. And Tank didn't have any, not Tank, but Devin Haney really didn't have no answers to prevent Gamboa from holding. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, he did hit him with some shots clean. And, Gamboa is never known for having the strongest beard. Gamboa wasn't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And he never looked hurt. He took a few good clean shots, but he never looked hurt. So that's where you're starting to hear Devin Haney has no power. Devin Haney is pillow fisted. Devin Haney shouldn't be mixing it up with power punchers like a Teofimo Lopez or Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, still to give credit to Devin Haney, he can outbox anybody. I see no flaw in his ability to box Yoriokas Gamboa. As far as a 12-round whitewash, that was clear, round by round by round. I watched that fight round by round by round by round, trying not to fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot deny Devin Haney won every single round. So he's caught up in a conundrum. Him against Vasily Lomachenko has an opportunity to prove, that the Yoriokas Gamboa situation was just maybe the shoulder injury, the hand injury, and now he's back sharper than ever. He's stronger than ever, and he should maybe possibly try to get Lomachenko out of there, outbox Lomachenko. A lot of people think Lomachenko is too experienced for Devin Haney. That I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That I debate in my mind. I would like to see it. I would love to see it. I would like to see a date start to get formulated to manifest a fight date for Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. Stop making all that noise. So then I can start to assess what both guys bring to the table, because we've seen Loma struggle with taller guys like Linares, like Luke Campbell. And, we see the physical attributes of Devin Haney, especially when he was coming out of the Mayweather camp, where he was utilizing some of those old school Pretty Boy Floyd methods where he was untouchable, and his boxing was looking like the next coming of Floyd Money Mayweather. And I think that next to Lomachenko, I think that Devin Haney, that version of Devin Haney, would defeat Lomachenko. Lomachenko coming off of a loss from Lopez, you know what I'm saying? I think Lomachenko would be better off fighting Masayoshi Nakatani, getting his bearings about himself, getting his range with that tall, awkward Masayoshi, and then fighting possible Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney should be fighting a Norez, and then he should fight Lomachenko. Now that's all, just because ultimately, with Bill Haney, I do agree. The fans want to see Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. But if we can't get that fight, Lomachenko versus Devin Haney, that's a dope fight. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko's not fighting a little small Nicholas Walters or small Gilmore Rigondeaux. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting a long, tall, rangy, crafty, young, strong Devin Haney. Let's see if Devin Haney can dispatch these, ideas of him not having any power. And, we know he's moving on to a different trainer. We don't know who exactly yet. Bill Haney said, I'm going to step aside and handle the business aspect and bring in a little bit more experience to the team to focus you on the boxing and keep your boxing on the level that it needs to be to progress through the ranks. And I respect that. And, I got to have a lot of respect. I've been watching Bill Haney on different platforms. He goes on just about everybody's platform, and he's very, very consistent. Sometimes I don't agree with him, but for the most part, I agree with a lot of things that he says. He shows the same video of what, Uncle Bob was talking about when Devin Haney, how he got ducked out by Lomachenko in his mind, and how Lopez is, ducking out of the fight with his son. But I gotta give all kind of credit and props to Bill Haney for how far he's brought, Devin Miles Haney along in his career, and I wish them nothing but the best. Just like Teofimo Lopez, just like, who else is that father-son team? Sean Porter and his father, all the fathers out there, especially in a brutal sport like boxing, and you have the the kahunas to watch your son go through this blood sport. I had to give you some props. There's nothing I can do and take away any kind of credit. As a father, I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. Congratulations, and good, and continue to, do the same thing you've been doing with your son, promoting him. Devin Haney was never really my favorite fighter, but I always liked his style. To me, he just was missing a few ingredients. I really never could put my finger on it. It's something about Devin Haney that he's always been missing some ingredient. But he's maturing, and it just felt like sometimes Devin Haney felt like he felt like to me that he was that kid that, his dad would let him cuss around him finally, but he didn't really know how to cuss. When I watched Devin Haney, just his vernacular, his attitude, the way he talks, he just seems like one of those kids that, is happy that he has this cool dad that'll let him cuss around him. And like, son, you a man now, you a man. And it's like, Devin Haney, I just don't see that, not yet. I haven't seen that one missing factor yet, that when I see him, I say, you know what, that dude is going to be unstoppable. He's going to be unstoppable. I've seen all the boxing skills in the world, but it's something else that's missing that I'm not saying he can't get. He might get it. I think Devin Haney might have to take a loss before he really truly gets that eye of the tiger. He has to take a big loss and grow from it. He got to take a big step up fight a tough guy and take a loss. And I think that'll make him the best fighter in the world from that point on. It'll really roughen him up to a point where, no more L's would he take. But until that point, I still see Devin Haney. I still see him just a step behind Teofimo Lopez, because I think Teofimo Lopez, he has that. He has that ick factor. He has that killer instinct. He has that a chip on his shoulder that's just, he has a different fire in his belly. And not to say Devin Haney doesn't have fire in his belly, because Devin Haney is a warrior, but he's missing something. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think that is, and what y'all think about the Twitter beef between Vasily High Tech, Lomachenko, the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Devin Haney is a coward. Did he duck Devin Haney? Should he get his rematch with Teofimo Lopez? Should he fight Masayoshi Nakatani? Or should he fight Devin Haney? What's going on? Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Nocturnal Thoughts, I'm out. Peace, salute, gone.